What's going on, Star Citizen fans? It is your boy Raptor Spiritus, and I am back with another one today. It is very early in the morning for me. Uh, it's not even 8 yet. I went out to a wedding yesterday. It was like a couple hours away, and then I drove back, and I'm tired. But I wanted to bring you this stuff because that's what we do here. That's what we do on this channel. Try to bring you interesting news that you guys might think is fun for the game. So let's go ahead and talk about it real quick. So for the tech preview that just came down, it looks like Vandal tech smugglers added a 1-hour cooltime after abandoning. Added what seems to be a check when searching for locations to see if the warehouse correctly spawns and fills to make sure you do end up with loot. This is great because I am definitely a loot whore, and whenever I do like a mission or I'm doing anything like exec hangars or contested zones and the loot is not spawning, it kind of, I don't want to say it defeats the purpose, because reality is that what we're doing all that to get rare loot. That's the whole point. We like rare stuff. We like grinding to get stuff that's just not normally obtainable, especially with org mates. So when things don't spawn loot, like for instance some of the distro centers that spawned the Palatino armor, that for a couple times there was a couple patch cycles where the Palatino armor would not spawn. I know, like back in I think 4.8.1 or 2, one of those, the chest piece and the legs would not spawn in their orange boxes, and it was very frustrating. And I'm just like, oh my god. So having this check in place to make sure that at least for the Vandal tech smugglers, whenever people play that, it checks it and makes sure that there's loot spawning. That's cool. I like that. I would hope that it would carry over to everything else, or at least I would hope everything else would have that, especially for some of those special missions where you get special things. Like I know for the tech smugglers, I do believe that's the only place you can that I know of to get the boom tube from. So if I'm doing it and none of the loot is spawning, I'd feel some type of way about it too. So I'm glad about that. So let's see what else we got. Looks like Headhunter defend destructible entity, defend entity, and escort missions. Those missions are now in the illegal mission tab. Defend destructible entity, defend entity, and escort mission. I've never played these, so if any of you guys have played it, let me know in the comments. What is it? Like what mission is this? I haven't messed with this one yet. Headhunter defend ship mission for rally to help clip convoy and looking for a damn hero in Stanton. No ship to defend would spawn due to mission tags. Now a Polaris will spawn as a ship to defend. Oh, that's pretty cool. Defending, I mean, a Polaris is pretty tough, but I like those big missions, that include the capital ships, not just a regular like threat crap, but I like some other stuff, and I like when there's a variety of ships. And I have to note, one of the cooler things that I did see for 4.9, at least when they were doing the PTU, that for some of these missions, a lot of the NPC ships now have different loadouts, which is super cool. Kind of makes me want to not completely destroy the ship, but like try to disable it so I can gank all their stuff off of it. Like that is pretty cool. So, and I know I've seen a couple, like there were Polarises that had like ballistic weapons instead of the regular laser repeaters on the turrets. So yeah, I mean it makes it a little bit more funner to try to get more loot. And I like that, again, they're trying to make it to where you want to approach the game a little bit differently than just straight shooting and blowing things up constantly. Like again, like for me as a salvager, if I'm doing a mission and I see like if a ship's got something something special, something different on it, where there be different components for the system components or different weapons loadout, I mean, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to get destroy the ship to try to get the whatever's left over. Like if there's any of those components that survive or any of the guns that survive, like that's what's up, dude. So I'm super here for that. Love it. But anywho, going into armors. A lot of armor suits received a neck sock to visually fill the gap between the helmet and the armor. Yeah, this was happening for a long time. It looked weird. So I'm glad they're fixing that finally. And, you know, again, something as little as a neck sock. There's something that is making like there's this gap in between your helmet and your chest piece, your core piece. Like it's little things, man. It's just like that really impact how someone visualizes and like looks at the game, you know, because as a game, again, it's an alpha, we all understand that, but that doesn't still make it okay, because these characters have been in game for years, right, for decades, you know, and there's this whole, that kind of stuff is stuff that really should not be missed. But I'm glad they're fixing it, you know, because another thing they have to fix is the I forget what it's called again. It's called the, you know, it's the flight helmet that has the skull on it and the mohawk. Lately, the ones that I've gotten from looting, the mohawk is disappearing. So, you know, and then whenever they implemented where you could actually take your they actualize the helmet and you can take the helmet off, the mohawk disappears when you put the helmet back on. And it's just, they've really got to fix that. It's visual bugs like that is again, those are the little things that really is irritating to see. So, like, you know, it still affects how you see the game when you're playing it and how you enjoy it. If stuff's disappearing, it doesn't make it as fun. At least not for me. I don't know about you. What do you guys think? Does it make it, do you guys care one way or the other if your armor pieces start like glitching and disappearing when you're wearing them, when you're trying to create a certain aesthetic, when you're you know, putting your armor together? Do you not care? Do you just throw armor on, it's whatever it looks like, and you just keep it pushing? Let me know in the comments. I want to know. All right, so now we're getting to the explosive canisters. So it says include the thin cylinder red gas canisters, the triangle red gas canisters, the triangle batteries, and liquid canisters. Let's see, reduce max damage radius from 2.5 to 2. Increase min damage radius from 5 to 7. That's good. Increase explosion damage from 20 to 110. Nice. Increase mass from 18 to 60 kilograms. Reduce pressure from 500 to 200 for 2 of the gas canisters. HP increase from 20 to 50. Okay, so again, these are little things, but I think they're important. So, you know, when you, well, first of all, let me just say this, and I keep saying this in my videos, they need to fix the physics. It's killing me where stuff's floating around. It doesn't look good at all. If a canister falls, it should just blink, just fall over. It shouldn't be like kind of halfway stops and then kind of glitches across the way. Like, that's absolutely insane. Or when it like floats around, like, that's stupid. Like, fix the physics. It matters how people see the game when they're playing it. If stuff's glitching and floating around, it doesn't look as great. It's only hurting how people perceive the game, you know. So that needs to be fixed if you're listening, CIG. But anyways, but I like the fact that they're really trying to hone in on how things are, you know, when it comes to, you know, proximity, you know, fire and explosions and things like that. So I like that they're trying to, you know, make it more what you would expect if you were near an explosive canister, something that would, you know, can be flammable, whatever. If it blows up, you know, what's the damage for the min, what's it for the minimum, what's the damage if you're close, stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. Again, these are great things, but when the physics itself for the game is trash, it kind of doesn't matter. It's gonna look weird. It's gonna look like a cracked hacked animation. It's not fun. So, all right, moving on to Salvation Scrapper module. So they looks like they renamed to Heart Scrapper module. the small one, and then Hummer scrapper module for the medium. Um, I don't mess with the salvation that often. I don't know what these are, so I can't really tell you exactly what's going on there. So yeah, that's it for that's what's going on for that. And of course, the last portion we have, we have a medical device. Increased range from 1.5 to 2.5 meters. So I'm assuming I think the paramed medical device is the handheld one, and that's awesome because I'm gonna tell you what, whenever your teammate is down and you have to get real close to them to like help them out, and you're getting it and they're like in the middle of like a gunfire, like it all out in the open, it's cracked out in there, or you have to try tractor beaming them back. I'm telling you, an extra meter and a half, like, it makes a difference. I mean, actually, meter makes a difference. Trust me. So I think that's really cool that because I mean, there's like, it's like a medical laser that's shooting, but it's like limited to 1.5. I mean, that was a little rough, but 2.5 is like, I could probably stay undercover a lot better this way. Good job, CID. And then last portion, trip laser mines. Now, I will say, I wish we could deploy these ourselves. I can't wait till we can lay mines in FPS. That would be super cool. Don't y'all think so? I think it'd be pretty cool being able to just like, you know, be somewhere. Cause I know when I'm in some of these like facilities, I don't be trusting people, you know, like I've gotten third partied or jumped, you know, by other players in the distro centers. So, you know, it's kind of cool, like being able to, like, if I could just put some proximity mines, you know, like around doors, so when they open and come through, if they're not paying attention, and then you hear a boom, you're like, oh crap, somebody's here, you know. So it would be a good safety measure. I really wish they could let us be able to set those down. That'd be great. I can't wait. CIG, we need to be able to set trip mines for the players. We need to be able to set them. Come on. I know y'all got it in the bag somewhere. Come on. But it says only for the 2 meter laser mine, reduced laser length from 2 to 1.5. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what if the door's a wide door? I mean, I think that's important to be able to have a good enough length to do it. But here's my question, right? So if you guys have played the ASD Onyx facility stuff where you go to site B, they have those trip mines that are like they're that one door that go like crisscross, like all for this big old opening. So does that mean that that's not going to apply? Because if you drop it from 2 to 2.5, it should be a little bit smaller. So I'm curious, but let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys want to be able to lay mines down in FPS. That'd be pretty dope. But the other thing, increase max damage radius from 0.15 to 1.25 meters, which is great. It's an explosion. Explosions are supposed to be explosive. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like, bah! You know, so good. Reduce explosion damage from 210 to 140. Okay. I mean, maybe it's like a little tiny boom, not a huge boom, whatever. But at least, you know, they increase the radius, because you should be getting hurt, you know, if you're close to this. I mean, this is an explosion. You should be a pretty wide radius. So I'm glad they've increased it just a little bit at least. So let's go to the next part, and here we go. So Anvil F8A Lightning now uses its own quantum fuel tank instead of a generic default. 1.3 SCU instead of 100. Was it so? It wasn't using its default before? Interesting. That's FAA. That's I guess the military one. And the FAC Lightning now uses the same thing. Uses its own quantum fuel tank instead of the weird one saying 1.3. So I guess they were using some other quantum fuel before. I have no idea. So then last but not least, Polaris added cargo grid cargo grids on the 2 freight elevators, 2x2, but I think I read in this picture it's not the grids aren't working, but I guess you can see it. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure how. I guess it's because it has numbering or something, I don't know, but apparently the cargo grids are supposed to be on these small elevators on the Polaris that go from downstairs to the cargo area. So hopefully they'll get it to work, because I think the comment said it wasn't working. So there's that. So whoever had the Polaris, I mean, I'm pretty sure that'd be pretty cool. So when you're moving cargo to the hangar, it's not bouncing everywhere, which would be absolutely fabulous, because it's a cargo elevator. It should have a grid. So cool. All right, now a couple other things. So in 4.10 there was we finally, after a decade of hearing about it, we finally got whales. More specifically, the whales from an Orison on Crusader. Tell me that does not look pretty. Now, I really hope that these whales are flying all over Orison, right? Like, if I go to any of the other installations on Orison, I expect to see these things. Seriously. And I'm gonna tell you, between these guys and the Siege of Orison, because one thing I did notice in the current 4.9 patch is that Orison is a lot more optimized. It runs so much smoother than it used to. Yeah, oh, there's like a little battle going on. Sorry, the volume. Okay, so yeah, there's that. Oh, excuse me. And then one other thing I was going to share was the new rifle. Oh, and just again to go back, so the whales on Orison, right? Those have been like, that's whole like Orison's whole like aesthetic, right? When you go to the main area, when you come out of the habs, this big old whale statue chilling, right? This has been like a concept for Orison that's supposed to be like Orison's indigenous life. It was such a long time coming. Now the question is, I'm curious about what kind of missions they're going to have concerning these whales. I mean, are they going to have like, you know, stop poachers or something, or maybe you can be a poacher for the whales? I know it sounds like very barbaric, but let's be real for like 2 seconds, right? You know, because this is supposed to be very immersive. It's very naive to think that there wouldn't be any missions where you could poach, you know, whale parts, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there, you know. So I'm curious to see if something becomes of it, if you can interact with the whales or anything like that. Do they become aggressive, which would be pretty cool, as they should. But again, as I said, I would hope that these whales will be seen all over Orison, not just in specific places. But as we saw, they were somewhere and there was a battle taking place somewhere around there. So I guess they're going to be everywhere. I just want to make sure that they are, because they're supposed to be indigenous to the planet, so they should be flying all over the planet. That's just my opinion. So now lastly, we have here, as you can see, that new the new lever action rifle that they have. Now we've seen the wood version of it. This is, it looks like a dark wood is what it looks like. And then we have a carbon fiber one, and oh, there's a video. It wasn't playing before, now it's playing. Oh crap. Heck yeah. So I have to say, I was trying to play this video I got it from the pipeline, and it wasn't playing for me at all. I'm like, okay, so maybe it's just a still picture with some noises, some sounds, and then all of a sudden, as I'm making this video, it's actually playing. Wow, that is so cool. I love this thing. I absolutely love this thing. I'm a big fan of lever action rifles. I love this. Now, my next question is, because it looks like you have to wait. Because when he does it, clocked, and then it has to open back up. Cock it. Oh, it has to. It looks like it has to open back up. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Because I mean, it looks, because usually for lever actions, you just click click pop, click click pop, click click pop, click click pop. This one looks like this one actually looks like there's like a delay, maybe. I don't know. But I love this gun. I cannot wait to put a silencer on the end of it and maybe a laser at the bottom. Change the scope out a little bit for more close range. I love this weapon. It's pretty cool. It's about time. We've always had the typical type of FPS weapons. I love that they're bringing a little bit more to the game. Now, I will say, I am waiting for them to start having more alien weapons, FPS weapons in the game. I hope that they're really bringing that sooner than later. Again, immersion. We're dealing with being in space with, I believe it's 4 alien races that we know of: the Vandal, the Xi'an, the Banu, and the Tevran. You know what I'm talking about, the bird people. You got 4 alien races, and you mean to tell me that we don't have any of their weapons? Nah. I know there's something out there for FPS. So I would love to see a slew of alien weapons from all of the above. I mean, I know the Vandal always have that that spear looking weapon, and hey, I mean, because that'd be cool. We can get that. I'm pretty sure we'll get that probably after Squadron 42 or something, but that'd be cool. And then I'm pretty sure the Xi'an's got something 100%. Banu, I'm pretty sure has procured some bit of like their own weapons, and I know the Tevran definitely have it because we were at war with them for a hot minute. So I'm just saying, I'm all for the alien FPS weapons. CIG, you hearing? Alien FPS weapons. Where are they at? Okay, I know they're out there somewhere. Let's make it happen. Let's get to it. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I had today. I wanted to just share a little something where what's going on with 4.10, and of course that little Evocati patch. I know, again, as we all know, in 4.10 the Siege of Orison instancing technology will be there. So I'm very glad that they pushed it back to really kind of hone in on it to make sure it is a awesome release. 4.9, from my personal experience, has been a really positive one. Again, I'm at Orison, and it is a lot more optimized than it used to be. It used to run like, just to be blunt, it used to run like dog shit, literally. But it runs really well right now. So I am excited about that. Like I said, the patch as a whole is pretty well. It runs pretty well. I know they actually dropped a hot patch recently. After it dropped, there's a bunch of server errors after that, but then it kind of, I guess, smoothed out after a while. And then the downside is, during those server errors, I was mining, and then when I went to refine the ore, I did, and then my ore disappeared. I went to go check on it, and it was gone. There was no order in the over at Crew L1 when I placed the order. It's not in my inventory. It's nowhere. So CIG, this is me telling you, there's something wrong with that hot patch you dropped, where the ore, my ore disappeared at Crew L1. Please fix that. So yeah, but aside from that, the patch seemed to be doing pretty well. Dogfighting, there wasn't as much glitching as there was before. I think it did like once or twice. I did run into a bounty mission where they weren't moving at all. So there's that too, but it's not like consistent like it was on the last patch. So it wasn't a bad release in my opinion, for the little I did play. So yeah, but that's all I got. Please let me know what you guys think. Have you guys had a good experience in 4.9? You know, what kind of issues did you guys encounter? Let me know. And then of course, you know, what do you guys think about the upcoming 4.10? Are you guys excited for Siege of Orison? You know, you guys excited for, you know, the new radius and, you know, tweaks to explosions that they're doing? You know, how about like with the whales? Are you guys, I mean, it's been a long time coming, you know, you guys excited to finally see the whales floating around in Orison? Do you hope there's some missions attached to them to where you could do something that you can interact with them? You know, let me know. And then of course the new rifle that's coming. What do you guys think about it? I'm in love with it personally, so I definitely want it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's going to be in stores just like the CQ7 that's coming, that came in 4.9? Do you think it's going to be where you can buy it in shop, or is it going to be one of those we have to go find and grind? Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys expecting 4.10 to drop and be amazing? I hope it is. So but we'll have to wait and see. But as always, guys, it's your boy Raptor Spiritus. You guys stay safe out there, and I will see you in the verse.